Well, welcome to practice. So, if you're not already on your practice space, go ahead and bring yourself to your practice spot. You might sit in a cross legged fashion, you might sit in another way, depending on what's comfortable for you. But just take a moment to settle in. And whether you are practicing with me live or whether you're practicing at a later time, take a moment to notice how you're feeling in this moment. So sometimes when we step on the practice mat, we might be full of energy. Other times we might be kind of sluggish or tired. But just take a moment to notice how you're feeling today and work with the energy that presents itself today. So if you feel like you want to be more energetic, move a little bit more. If you want to take a little bit more care of yourself, a little bit more um, if you're seeking a more mellow energy, then let yourself be a little bit more relaxed. So take a few moments to check in, as well as taking a few breaths in and out through the nose, beginning to land into the present, into awareness of physical sensation within your body, but also awareness of how your mind and your heart are today. And then we'll guide our palms together in front of the heart, interlace the fingers. Press the palms forward and up. Start to reach up through one hand and up through the other side. Left and right a few times. Just give a little gentle tug on your fingers as you lengthen up through each arm, down through each side of the body, sensing all the way down into the low back on either side. And then as you separate your arms, take them behind your back, interlace your fingers there, squeeze your shoulder blades together, start to open up across your chest. Turn the head side to side a few times, checking in with your neck. And then reach the chin up and drop it down toward your chest. Again, lifting up and dropping down. And one more time, lifting up and dropping down. All right, so as you bring your head up to center, release the hands, let them come to rest on the floor. And then walk your right hand out a little bit. And as you lean into that right hand, take your left hand to your left shoulder and start to circle a couple of times in one direction. And a couple of times the opposite way. All right, then sweep that left arm up alongside the head. Reaching with your left hand, squeeze and release the fingers a few times, as well as rotate through your wrist a few times each way. And then the next time you inhale, lift up. Exhale, release your left hand down to the floor. All right, slide the left hand out, leaning into it. Same thing on the other side as we take the right hand to the right shoulder and start to rotate a few times in one direction. And a few times the opposite way. All right, then sweep your right arm up alongside your head. Squeeze and release the fingers, as well as rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, as you inhale, lift up. And exhale, release your right hand down. All right, let your hands rest on your thighs and then shrug your shoulders up. Take them back and down. Again, shrugging up and back and down, and then once more up and back and down. Then we'll go the opposite way. Go back and up and forward, and then back, up and forward, and then one more back, up and forward. All right, now transition onto hands and knees. So as you come to hands and knees, take your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and then we'll start with a few cycles of cat and cow. So as you breathe in, let your belly drop, lifting your head and your tailbone. As you breathe out, tuck your tail, round your back, bring your chin toward your chest. Again, as you inhale, belly drops, head and tail lift up. As you exhale, tuck and round. Couple more times at your own speed. All right, last one. So as you come back to neutral, with your torso halfway in between that back bend and the forward bend, now we'll take our knees close together and then lift the left knee up and out to the side. So pausing here with both of your arms straight, start to rotate through your left hip. So your left knee is now drawing a big circle in space. A couple of times in one direction. And a couple of times the opposite way. All right, now we'll step this left foot out to the side. So directly out from your hip. Walk your hands in, lift your torso up. Take the left hand to rest on the left leg, and then sweep your right arm up alongside your head. Couple rounds of breath here as you feel into the right side of the torso, down to the low back on the right side. All right, now as you inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, release that right arm and then take both arms behind the back. Interlace your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open up across the chest. And then we'll scoot our knuckles over towards the left side of the waist so that you're effectively sort of anchoring that right shoulder down. So the right shoulder stays in place as you now drop your head over toward the left. Begin to feel into the left or the right side rather of your neck as you take your head a bit forward and back. Again, head goes a little forward and back. And then one more time, a little bit forward and back. All right, as you bring your head up to center, release your hands, and then step your left foot forward into a lunge. Take your right hand down to the floor. Scoot the right knee back just a little bit, maybe an inch or two, so that as you start to press your hips gently down and forward, you get a big stretch between your knees. And then left hand to left thigh as you begin to gently twist toward your left leg. Now, if it's comfortable in your body, you might also choose to bend that right knee and reach your left hand back to catch your foot. If that doesn't work for your proportions, just keep your left hand on your left thigh, focusing on the rotation in the torso. Either way, take 3 rounds of breath. All right, then after your third breath, come back to hands and knees, hands back under shoulders. This time we'll take the left leg back in space. So same left side, take the left leg back, reaching back through the bottom of your left foot. And then shift your weight to your left hand as you take your right arm forward. So right arm and left leg are lifted. Top of the head reaching forward. Then take your right arm out to the side. And then right hand to your low back. And back out to the side. And forward. And then down to the floor. Now cross your left leg over the right leg, dropping your toes. Spin your fingers out to the sides and then curve your spine to the right. So you're peeking back at that left foot. Couple cycles of breath. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, bring your legs back together, and then come all the way forward and down onto the front of your body. Bring your arms forward, take your elbows underneath your shoulders. Gently press down into your forearms, reach your heart forward, reach back through your toes. Bring a little bit of compression to the low back, a little bit of space across the chest. Turn the head gently side to side. And then reach the chin up toward the ceiling and down toward your chest. Again, lifting up and dropping down. One more time, lifting up and dropping down. All right, as you lower your chest down to the floor, press yourself back up onto hands and knees. And then we'll repeat that sequence on the other side. So just start with your knees close together. This time lifting your right knee up and out to the side. Keep the arm straight as you now start to rotate through your hip. So right knee is drawing a big circle in space. A couple of times in one direction. And a couple of times the opposite way. All right, then we'll step that right foot out to the side. So directly out from your hip. Walk your hands in, lifting up. Right hand comes to the right leg. Left arm sweeps up alongside the head. Taking attention to the left side of the torso, down to the low back. All right, next time you inhale, lift up. Exhale, release your left arm, and then we'll take both arms behind the back. As you interlace your fingers, take your opposite thumb on top. So the non-habitual crossing of the thumbs. The thumb on top that feels a little bit odd to be the one on top. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, opening up across the chest, and then scoot your knuckles over towards that right side of your waist. Drop your head over to the right, feeling into the left side of the neck. Take the head a little bit forward and slightly back. Again, a little bit forward and back. Once more, a little forward and back. All right, as you bring your head up to center, release the hands, and then step that right foot forward into a lunge. Left hand down to the floor. Scoot the left knee back just a little bit. Right hand comes to the right thigh as you start to twist your torso toward your front leg. And again, you might keep your right hand on your right thigh, or if it's comfortable for your proportions, you might bend that left knee and reach back to catch your foot with your right hand. Either way, 3 big breaths. All right, so as you release your third breath, come back to hands and knees. Once you get there, hands under shoulders. This time we'll take the right leg back in space. Just lift it up the same height as your torso, approximately. So right leg is reaching back. Then shift the weight to your right hand as your left arm goes forward. So right leg, left arm, lift it up. Then take that left arm out to the side. And left hand to low back. Again, back out to the side. And forward. And then down to the floor. Now cross your right leg over your left leg. Spin your fingers out to the sides and then curve your spine to the left. So you're peeking back at your right foot. Aware of the whole right side of the torso. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral and the legs back together, once again, come all the way forward and down onto the front of your body. This time, bring your arms down alongside your torso, forehead gently resting on the floor. All right, as you inhale, lift your head, your chest, your arms, your legs, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then start to rotate through your shoulders so your palms spin out and then back down and toward each other. And just allow your arms to spin as much as is comfortable and possible through their full range of motion. Breathing deeply, keep lifting head, chest, arms, and legs off the floor, backside of the body engaged. All right, one more breath. All right, release your feet, swing the arms forward, make a little pillow for your head to rest. All right, let your knees bend, sway the feet side to side. All right, as you release your feet to the floor, press yourself up onto hands and knees, and then come into a seated position with your legs pointed forward. Now, for some of us, sitting directly on the mat is plenty comfortable. For others, you may wish to sit up on a cushion or a block so that your torso is still upright. So for some of us, sitting right on the floor means the back is going to round quite a bit. And if that's the case for you, then elevate your seat with a cushion or similar so that your torso can be upright in this position. All right, so with the right leg straight, bend your left knee, walk the foot in about halfway. Take that left hand to the floor behind you. Right hand comes to hug the left leg. Now, it might be the elbow around the shin. It might just be the hand at the shin. It might be the elbow to the outside of the knee. So, whichever is comfortable for your torso. But again, you want to make sure your torso is upright rather than rounded and or slouched backwards. So, elevating your seat if necessary to find the sense of length in your torso. All right, take a deep breath in and exhale as you twist toward the left. So, your left shoulder is moving back, your head turns to look back. Now maintain the twist, but we'll just turn the head. So letting that head turn back, spotting that right foot, and then continuing to turn to the right as much as is comfortable and possible. And then turning back over to the left and back. Let the head slowly turn at your own speed, at your own pace, as you breathe. All right, one more cycle of breath. All right, slowly come back to center as you release the rotation, and we'll switch sides. So let your left leg straighten out. Let your right knee bend, again, walking it in about halfway. Left hand comes to hug that right leg, elbow around the shin, or hand to shin, or elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right hand to the floor behind you. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale and twist to the right, turning the head to look back. And then turn your head to look forward toward that left foot, and then as far to the left as is comfortable. And just let your head slowly turn at your own speed, breathing deeply. All right, take one more cycle of breath. All right, then release the rotation. All right, let both knees bend, walk the feet in. Let your hands rest on your shins or sort of close to your knees, and then start to take your torso back in space. So you want to start to find a roughly 90-degree angle between your torso and your thighs. So you're leaning your torso back, but not slouching. So chest and belly are reaching forward, low back is pressing forward. And then we'll start to get light in the feet. So maybe the feet lift up off the floor a little bit here. Hands might transition to behind the knees. Keep lifting your chest, lift your feet. Maybe your shins are parallel with the floor. Maybe you straighten your legs all the way. Maybe you continue to hold your legs. Maybe you reach your arms up at an angle. But keep lifting your chest. Relax your face and jaw. Couple of deep breaths. All right, one more full breath. And then release your feet down to the floor. And bring yourself all the way onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. All right, then we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Bring the legs back in, reach through for your left leg. Grabbing a hold of that left leg as you rock a bit side to side. If it doesn't work for your proportions to reach all the way through to that left leg, you could just hold on to that right foot as it's crossing over that left thigh. And just rock a little side to side. While you do that, rotate through your left ankle. Wiggle and move the toes a little bit. Rotate both ways. All right, one more cycle of breath. All right, then we'll switch sides. So straighten both legs up and then cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Bend that right knee. Reach through for your right leg or grab the left foot. Rock a little side to side, as well as rotate through the right ankle. Wiggle and move the toes a bit in space. All right, one more full breath. All right, let the legs uncross, but bring the legs back together and then drop them over to the left side. As they drop to the left, take your right arm back up and over to the floor on the right. So right arm and the legs are melting away from each other. Softly sway your head a bit side to side as you find a comfortable place for your head and neck to rest. Take full breath in, feeling the body expand. And as you exhale, let yourself drop into the support of the floor, as well as any props if you are using yoga props to support your body. Couple deep breaths. Take up space as you breathe in. And drop into support as you breathe out. Another breath or two. All right, ease the legs back to center. You might even bring one knee back at a time to make it nice and easy on your low back. Step the feet a little bit wider than your hips and sway the knees side to side. All right, we'll do the same twist to the other side. So when you're ready, roll to the right side. So the knees are going over to the right. And then take that left arm back over to the left. So knees to the right, left arm to the left. Softly sway your head a bit side to side. Find a comfy place for your neck and head to rest. Breathing in deeply as you take up lots of space. Breathing out as you relax into support of the floor as well as any yoga props or props adjacent like blankets you might be using. All right, take one more round of breath. And then ease the legs back to center. Again, you might take one knee back at a time to ease any effort on the low back. Step the feet a little wider than your hips and sway the knees side to side. All right, then we'll drop the knees in toward each other. And we'll conclude our practice today with a breathing practice that focuses on the exhale half of the breath. So just allow your arms to rest where they're comfortable. It might be Palms on your belly, your arms might be on the floor if you wish. But the next time that you breathe in to the count of 3. Hold your breath in for 3 and exhale for 6. Again, inhale for 3. Hold for 3. Exhale for 6. Now keep going at your own speed. Again, that's breathing into 3. Hold it in for 3 and exhale for 6. So after the next time you take your long 6 count exhale, release the control of the breath so that now your body can breathe in and out at a speed and volume that is needed without any control of it. And then when you feel ready, roll to one side, pausing there, resting on your side for a breath or 2. And again, when you feel ready, press yourself back up and into your seat. And as you come into this seat, we'll conclude by bringing our palms together in front of the heart, symbolizing that we bow to the light within ourselves as well as each other. Thank you again for practicing with me. Again, whether you are live with me or on the replay. In the month of May, I'm going to be doing these on Mondays at roughly 4 p.m. Central Time. There will be a few Saturdays as well at 8 a.m. So I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.